Welcome to the Gulf Coast Outdoor Living Podcast with Mike and Brad. Gulf Coast Outdoor Living is Houston's top trade specialist for outdoor kitchens, garage floor coatings, and screen enclosures. It's all they do, and they're the best. Their work is an elegant masterpiece that will stand the test of time.
Wow, that's amazing. I want one. Time to call and get mine.
Now, here are Mike and Brad.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Gulf Coast Outdoor Living Podcast Show with Mike and Brad. Brad Hubble is the design builder. Now, one thing to understand about this company is that this is a family-owned business for literally over 30 years. And you just don't hear that a lot anymore. They're actually trade specialists for outdoor kitchens, garage floor coatings, screen enclosures, and they do business directly with buyers, but they also work as a sub to select contractors. They service the area from I-10 south all the way to Galveston. So pretty much if you're interested in getting any of these applications, they can pretty much accommodate you. We're going to be talking about some of those projects today. Brad, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Mike. It's a great day down here on the water.
Yeah, it's pretty today. All right, so today we're going to be digging in to design trends and technology for outdoor kitchens in coastal climates. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you guys can buy these types of amenities through builders, through pool companies, through landscape companies, directly with the trades themselves. You can buy stuff online. We're going to go over all the stuff that works best for this climate and provide you something that's going to last and perform as advertised. Now, we're going to start this show off focusing on design trends. We're going to talk about the popular styles and amenities that come and the sizes with these particular outdoor kitchen elements. So, Brad, let me ask you, what is popular? What's trending in outdoor kitchens today?
I would say the most popular appliances that people are looking for in their outdoor kitchen is either kind of your standard grill for great for steaks and hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. A lot of people are moving towards the griddles, the little flat top griddles that you see. The reason that that's so important right now is because a lot of people are wanting to cook breakfast and stuff like that outside. It's a great appliance to be able to not only do fajitas and stuff like that, but you can do bacon and eggs and pancakes and stuff like that. And it's definitely griddles are getting about as popular now as they were. Or they're getting more popular now than they used to be, just because the functionality of them.
And there's two ways you can actually get that griddle. You can get a griddle device, an appliance, a freestanding one, correct?
Yes, correct.
And then your manufacturer for your grills actually has an insert.
Absolutely. So, everybody talks right now about their Blackstone griddle. Everybody loves their Blackstone griddle, and for great reasons. They're very fun to cook on. We have actually taken people's Blackstone griddles that they have there at their house and built what we call a platform for their griddle. So instead of their Blackstone on a cart or some sort of a frame that they wheel around in their garage, we actually take it apart and build it into part of their outdoor kitchen. That's easily for them to take it out and replace it if they need to. The griddles that we provide from the appliances Blaze, and those are actually meant to be built into the outdoor kitchen structure.
Okay, so let's talk about Blaze, because there are hundreds of manufacturers that are producing outdoor grills, okay? You can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them at the tractor store. You can buy them at grill specialty shops where you'll get your little brushes and all that stuff. But there's hundreds of manufacturers out there. And you've got 4 different worlds from up north to on the coast. On the coast is a brutal place to have appliances outside all the time.
Absolutely. It's, the conditions that come off of the Gulf with the salt air and everything that really just it breaks down all of your metals and makes things rust and everything like that. Blaze. The reason that we recommend Blaze is really several different reasons. One, it's just a very good high quality grill. Everything is made with 304 stainless, and we have found that even down on Galveston Island, right on the water, we've built outdoor kitchens down there for the last 8 to 10 years, and we are not having any issues with anything rusting and rusting out. Matter of fact, my family has a small outdoor kitchen at their place down in Sea Isle, and it's been down there for 9 years now. And every time we go down there, we just kind of take some soap and water and rinse off the stainless, and it still looks brand new. And that was 9 years ago, and that really is not seen in these parts because of the harsh conditions coming off the water.
For those of us that are a little ignorant, what is 504 steel?
It's a 304 stainless.
304 stainless. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just it's a grade of stainless. There's a lot of different things. You can go get a grill from Home Depot and it's going to say that it's stainless. It's just not a very good high quality stainless. You really want the stainless that's a little bit thicker, and that 304 stainless it's thick enough to hold up to the conditions.
Okay, so now comparing, there's a lot of people that think they've got to have a name brand out there, like a Viking or a Thermador, or one of those super high end, very expensive commercial appliances that they have inside their home. And so, what is your reply to that?
My reply to it is, if you're the kind of what I call the everyday customer, the everyday homeowner, and you are wanting to you want a good quality grill outside that you can cook on, what I would say is do a little bit of research regarding prices and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk bad about any other appliance company, but there are some appliances that you can go out and you can get a 32-inch grill, and it may cost you $4,500 or $5,000, and that's just a purchase. That's just
versus
to go online.
$2,200 for the Blaze,
right? And that's the thing is, Blaze is. It's made with the 304 stainless. It actually comes with a warranty. So whenever we install your Blaze grill, you actually get paperwork with that. So you can go directly to Blaze's website and you can warranty your grill. And if anything were to happen later on down the road, you've got warranty paperwork backed up with a great manufacturer in Blaze, and they will take care of any issues that you have. But I will tell you this. I've never really had to go through the Blaze warranty system because it's a good high quality grill made with good 304 stainless.
I would say that unless you're a professional chef and you cook every day and you need infinite control over temperature, like a Thermador or a Viking are designed to deliver precision cooking tools, then the other 99% of the world will never be able to use that capability. But spending $5,000 versus $2,200 doesn't make any sense.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, it's I've still yet to meet somebody who says that they need to cook their steak at this exact temperature for this exact time. Most of the time, they go out there, they fire up their Blaze grill, they get it going really good and hot, and they know that we're going to cook a steak pretty fast. I don't need to have it at an exact temperature for 30 minutes because we're going to cook that steak on high, and we're going to make sure that it's hot, and we're going to sear it. And I'm probably not cooking that steak more than 8 to 10 minutes. So like you said, unless you're a high quality chef that's been in the industry for 30 years, if you're a regular homeowner that wants to go out there and cook a steak,
I don't see the value in them spending that extra money. Now, if they are just brand driven and they like to see Viking and Thermador outside and inside, then go toss your money. But you're not getting you're getting such little more value for that investment. It's just got to be something you want to do versus something that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. And I'm not here to push the Blaze brand. I'm here to tell you that if you want my opinion. And if you were to say, go design me an outdoor kitchen and put some good quality appliances in there, that's going to be my go-to is Blaze.
The reason that I bring that up is because there's going to be people that think they can go get a grill for $1,200 and it's going to perform like the Blaze at $2,200. And because of the construction and the materials, it's just going to be brutalized here.
Absolutely, it is. So one of the things that we get all the time whenever we show up to a customer's house, we get the customer who is kind of taken aback when you hear that the grill is going to be $2,000, $2,200 to buy, and they're like, I can go down to Home Depot and I can go get me a grill for $300, $350, and you can, absolutely you can, but that is not a grill that you want to build into a permanent structure for an outdoor kitchen. Because one thing I will promise you, and anybody that's been down here longer than a couple years knows, that grill is not going to last. That grill is going to rust out. All of a sudden the burners are not going to be firing up, and you're going to say, man, this grill no longer works, but now it's built into my outdoor kitchen. There is no replacing it. So now you've got a
because your countertop is cut specifically for that size grill.
Yeah, we custom build all of our outdoor kitchens. And when I say custom build, we build everything on site. The thing with down here on the coast is we may be building an outdoor kitchen for you, and you've got an 8x10 concrete slab on your back patio. Well, that's not really a whole lot of room. However, we can still build you an outdoor kitchen that meets your exact specifications on that area. Or we can build you an outdoor kitchen down in Galveston underneath the Bay House, and we've got 2,200 square foot of open area to build on. We custom build everything. All of those grills come with what they call cutout dimensions, and you have to make sure that your cutout dimensions are very specific to the grill that you get. If your grill is a 32-inch grill
within a 16th of an inch, so that it looks built in, right?
Or at 100%. So that 32
not an afterthought.
Grill, yep.
Yeah.
So that grill's got a 30 and 5/8 inch cutout dimension. Well, that's exactly what we're cutting it to
for that specific grill.
That specific grill, absolutely.
So let's keep talking about the amenities for these outdoor kitchens. So we've got all kinds of different grills, right? That you can put any grill in there as long as it's built to suit for that grill. You have conventional gas versus propane, and even if you have to go with propane because you don't have a natural gas, then you can still get the superpower expensive cooking units, and you just need more propane.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever we order these grills, that's really the only question that they ask is, do you want it for natural gas or do you want it for propane? And it really does not matter to us. All of our outdoor kitchens underneath your grill, we're installing storage doors, because one, if you go with propane, you're going to want to be able to store your propane tank underneath so nobody sees it and it's hooked up to your grill. The other thing is if you go natural gas, well, a certified plumber really needs to hook up that natural gas for safety purposes, and you need to make sure that you have access to reach your natural gas lines. And so there's always going to be storage doors underneath a grill.
Okay, so the additional amenity, there's an alternative to the smoker or the grill, which is the egg, which is a really popular thing. And one, why is that? And two, do you accommodate that?
So let me start with yes, we accommodate for that. The grill versus the egg versus the grill or griddle is really, it comes down to customer preference on how do they like to cook. Do you use a grill more for hot dogs, hamburgers, steak, stuff like that? Your egg is really more of a smoker. It's really more for those people who want to smoke a brisket 8, 10, 12 hours, or they have a rack of ribs that they want to smoke. Pulled pork is very big. A lot of times people want to use that egg to smoke pork. So we have access. We can get you an egg. You can go purchase your own egg if you want. The way that we typically deal when it comes to building an outdoor kitchen, building the structure for that, is we build what they call an egg platform. So instead of your cabinets that are going to be 36, 37 inches off the ground, wherever you want to put your egg, we actually build that platform about 16 to 18 inches off the ground. That way you can put this egg on top of that platform. It is still high enough that you're not having to bend over whenever you're trying to cook. A lot of times, if you have an egg that doesn't have, if you just go purchase one from an Ace Hardware or something, it may be sitting pretty low to the ground, and you're bending over to try to cook on that egg. We build that platform to pick it up so it's comfortable to cook on that egg. But yes, absolutely, we custom build our platforms for eggs all the time.
So we talked about the griddle. That's another appliance or amenity, or it can be a griddle can come with the grill. And then now you were talking about the burners, side burners.
Yeah, so two different options there for side burners. One is a side burner that is it's a standalone unit that we typically put next to the grill. 6, 8, 10 inches, whether it's on the left or the right, completely up to the customer where they want it. But a standard side burner is good for warming up green beans or sauteing bell peppers and onions, or just something that you would typically probably warm up on top of your oven inside.
Stove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like a stovetop
Just
outside, right?
That's correct. The power burner, that's a completely different beast in itself. The power burner is meant for large cooking items like crawfish pots.
Big crawfish pots.
Yeah.
This is like an F-16's afterburners.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you don't want to warm up beans on a power burner. That's definitely overkill. But no, we build our power burners with a platform as well. That way you can get that 60 quart pot set on top of it, whether you're going to boil crawfish or have a shrimp boil, or the other thing is a lot of people deep fry turkeys for Thanksgiving. It's a great.
Now, how low is that platform set to the ground?
It's about 18 inches off the ground.
So it's where it's not in your face.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. It's what we want to do is we want to build it about 16 to 18 inches off the ground. That way, if you are boiling crawfish, we want the handles of your crawfish pot to be right about waist high. We want to make sure that it is easy enough for you to be able to go pick up that pot that's clearly going to be heavy with all the water and seasoning you have in it, and move it around the way that you need to.
Now, the one thing that I like about this particular manufacturer, Blaze, is and one thing that you appreciate about them is that they actually make all the appliances. They do the fridges, they do everything.
They make everything that we've talked about and everything that we will talk about. Blaze can produce and manufacture for you.
Absolutely. A lot of the stuff when I was a builder and I was having to build these things during the home construction, they'd get the appliances from Ferguson or something. There'd be a Uline fridge. There'd be 3 different manufacturers of products out there, and a bitch to support after the fact.
Yeah, absolutely. This is kind of a one-stop shop. They make everything, and the good thing is, even though you're probably not going to have the issue, let's just say that we install a 32-inch grill from Blaze, and 10 years down the road, you like some of the stuff that Blaze has done to their new 32-inch grill.
Yeah.
Well, it's very easy to trade out that grill, because when Blaze builds them, regardless of when, everything is still going to be built with those same cutout dimensions.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
That's awesome.
Because one of the other questions that we get, and it's very difficult to take care of for a customer, is they have a 30-inch grill that they got 5 or 6 years ago from a different manufacturer, and now they want to go with a 36-inch grill. Well, trading that out is not exactly as easy as you think, because you not only changes the cutout dimensions, but it also changes all of the structural integrity of the outdoor kitchen, all the guts of the outdoor kitchen. When you open up those storage doors, now you got to change all those supports to fit a bigger grill.
Different grill.
Completely. Yeah,
cutouts totally different. Constructions is different. Power is different.
Correct.
So so typical, you've got your refrigerators. You've got you don't recommend doing ice makers, small ice makers outside, because they just wear out and they don't last. And then of course you want your pull-out drawers for your trash cans, and then you have warming drawers that are available to keep food hot.
Correct. Anytime we go out and we meet with a customer and we're kind of designing this outdoor kitchen, we always ask, what are you wanting? What type of a outside cooker are you? Do you like to smoke things? Do you like the flat top griddle? Do you like the grill? What exactly are you doing? And that leads to other conversations about what would you like out here to make sure that we're using your space to the best of your ability. And we start talking about the side burners. We start talking about the refrigerators. We start talking about prep space and what appliance is going to go underneath that's going to create natural prep space for you. And then it seems like they always, at the end, they always say, you've been doing this a long time. What is there anything I'm leaving out? Is there anything you can think of?
That's a good question.
That you would recommend? And it typically always comes to that trash can. The reason I like the trash can slide is, one, it's not real big. It's only about 14 to 15 inches wide. Two, there's so many times that you're out there and you've got foil and you've got plastic wrap and you've got all this stuff that you take all those hot dogs out of that package and next thing you know, you don't have anywhere to put that package. And
right.
It kind of just gets piled up. It's nice to have that trash can slide, but the main reason I really like the trash can slide is the way that it's built in. It creates natural prep space up on top. So if you have a grill and you got storage right underneath there, if you put a trash can slide, let's just say 8 inches to the right, that automatically is going to create about 2 foot of prep space, because we need to have about 6 inches before we even start your grill. 6 inches before we even start your trash can slide, and then another 6 inches before we put, say, your refrigerator.
Right.
And so now all of a sudden you've got a usable space to throw trash away, and you've got prep space there on top of your granite to set that tray of food. Everybody's got that cookie sheet that's full of fajita meat or whatever it is, and they got nowhere to put it because they forget that they need prep space because they wanted all this other stuff in their kitchen.
So, Brad, let me ask you this. When the average size in these kitchens, a small one would be what, 10 to 12 feet? Or 8 to 10 feet,
About
right?
8 to 10 foot is more your smaller one.
And then the average that's bought throughout Houston is going to be in the 12 to 15 foot?
12 to 15, yeah. I would say probably closer to 12 than 15, but that is definitely your average size. Somebody that calls and just says, hey, I want something kind of small. I don't grill a whole lot, but I love the way an outdoor kitchen looks. Probably 8 to 10 foot, we're able to get you what you want. Somebody who has done a little bit more research and they want a few more amenities, it typically comes out to be about 12 to 15 foot long.
So what's a granddaddy?
What's
the biggest one you've built?
The biggest one we've built, it was about 27 to 28 foot long. It was a huge L-shaped kitchen, and we designed it with entertainment in mind. So because it was a big L shape, one side of the L had everything on top. It had the grill which sits on top. It had a griddle which sits on top. It had a sink which sits on top. It's a lot of this stuff that sits on top doesn't create a whole lot of prep space. However, when we made the L where we put everything kind of down below. So we had your refrigerator, which sits down below. We had your trash can slide that sits down below. We put your a little warming tray that sits down below. Now what happens is that whole L is still very functionable, but nothing is up in your face. So whenever you have your friends and family over, they can sit on that L part of the outdoor kitchen, and they don't have anything hot burning them in their face or smoke coming up in their face. They've got just all this prep space to set their plates, to set their drinks. It's a good usable space, as opposed to if you were to separate all this stuff, there's really not a good place to sit without having something hot.
So let's talk about the construction, the way your methodology and materials that you're using to build these things. We're in a brutal environment. Salt will rip everything apart here. And, not to mention, we also want to cover why prefabricated units that you just buy and they deliver are not the best solution for pretty much anywhere in Houston.
prefabricated units, we get questions about that all the time because customers, that's what they see, right? They go on a website and they start searching on a Google search for an outdoor kitchen grill or what an outdoor kitchen dimensions are and stuff like that. Well, of course, prefabrication companies will pop up. They just naturally do. Here is why I would really encourage a customer not to go with a prefabricated unit. Prefabricated units are built probably in a warehouse on a flat surface. Maybe it's flat concrete, whatever the case may be. And they'll build these fabrication units with the cutout dimensions that are needed for the grill and the trash can slide and the refrigerator and all that other stuff. Here's the problem. That prefabricated unit now is delivered to your house, and you take that and you go put it on your back patio.
Yep.
Well, everybody's back patio has got some slope to it. There's natural runoff from rain or whatever the case may be. Nobody's back patio is 100% flat.
It's designed with a 3-inch slope.
It is
so that the water don't go in your house or pond.
So if you have a prefabricated unit that is built on something flat and does not take into consideration that 3-inch slope for rain, now you've got a prefabricated unit that's not square.
It's sitting at an angle.
It is sitting at an angle.
And you can tell.
Yeah, and there's several different problems that are going to happen to you over time whenever you have that type of setup.
So anybody that's building outdoor kitchens that I don't want to jump ahead of myself because I was going to talk about the countertop fabrications, but the construction. Why not wood? Why not the little 1x1 tubular steel that's welded together? Why are you using galvanized studs?
So it all comes down to quality. We pride ourselves on quality. We also pride ourselves on building a structure that is meant to last. We don't want to build you an outdoor kitchen that's going to last 3 or 4 years and then things start falling apart. We build with quality. The other thing, and probably the most important thing, especially when you want to talk about safety, we typically try to stay away from wood. Wood is eventually going to deteriorate over time.
I'm going to tell you this right now. When the spec builders include those outdoor kitchens with their homes, they build them out of wood because it's easy, and they're using their trim guys, they're using their stone guys, and they're using their framers to build the structure. And within 5 to 7 years, the cladding, the veneers are falling off. It's falling apart. Absolutely,
yeah. Not only does the veneer fall off the outside, but that's when you typically start to see whatever you wanted to put on top, whether it was granite or tile or concrete or something like that. Once the structure starts falling apart, everything else starts to crack. So your granite's going to crack. Your stone veneer is going to start falling off because of the way that it was built. We build with the integrity that we want it to last a long time. So metal studs, galvanized metal studs. We also what we call double wrap your structure in concrete board. What does that mean? Not only is the outside wrapped in concrete board, so we can attach whatever stone veneer it is that you choose, but we also wrap the inside. So whenever you open up those storage doors, you're not looking at concrete. You're not looking at studs. You're looking at a good finished cabinet inside. One, it's a lot easier to store stuff in there. Makes it a more usable space to store. But the most important thing is we're protecting those studs. We have already talked on this show about the harsh conditions that come off the Gulf and the rust ability that creates for all of our
unforgiving.
Customers.
If anybody's got outdoor patio furniture, they know what we're talking about.
That's exactly right. We want to protect those studs because the studs that's the integrity of your kitchen.
Okay, so let's talk about the finishes real quick, and then we'll wrap this up, and we'll come back and talk about a few projects. So pretty much granite countertops or tile are what's trending and what should be done from a design perspective. But when you talk about the granite, and we're going to talk about quartz as well. So when you talk about granite, in this particular application outdoors, you don't use a 2 cm granite with a 4 cm fabricated edge like you do in homes. you go with a thicker 3cm, and why is that?
Yeah, so we do 3cm as opposed to 2cm.
That's the thickness of the granite.
Correct. Yeah, so your 3cm is thicker than 2cm. It is one slab. It is meant to hold up to all of the conditions outside. The main thing with the 2cm is you talked about that fabricated 4cm edge. Inside your home where you have a controlled environment with AC and all that stuff, that edge is not really going to split. It's going to look great. It's going to look great for a long time. Outside, that's not really the case. You have a 2cm granite with a 4cm edge outside. As you start going through all of your hot and cold cycles, and your concrete starts to shift or whatever the case may be, that's really going to be the first thing.
The glue is going to stop bonding.
Correct.
On that edge.
Correct. And
right?
now all of a sudden you're going to see that separation from a 2cm to a 4cm, and you're going to be like, whoa, what's going on? This didn't happen inside. You're right, it didn't happen inside. That's a controlled environment. Outside is unforgiving, and you need to make sure that you're building with one piece of granite as opposed to something thin that you're trying to make look thicker.
And to make it simple, you're basically putting an edge on a solid piece of material.
That's correct. And the 3cm is thick enough that we can put whatever kind of edge you want on there, whether you want a bullnose or an eased edge or a waterfall or whatever the case may be. The 3cm is thick enough to do whatever type of edge you want.
Okay, so we were talking about man-made products versus like quartz.
Right. Quartz, I love the way that quartz and silestone and all that stuff look inside.
Yeah.
Granite is a man-made stone. It is it's outside naturally, cut out of the mountains. It's meant to be outside. Granite is what we highly prefer to put on an outdoor kitchen because it's not going to yellow over time. Silestone and quartz is as great as it looks. It is meant to be inside. It is man-made, and it will yellow over time. The other thing that it will do because of the constant heat down here on the coast is quartz and silestone will start to get a little bit more brittle as well.
Okay, now exterior cladding for style and design. So you guys use natural stones versus cut face natural stones. This is God's product, right? Versus a cultured stone that's concrete with a paint job on it.
Yes, absolutely. So it all goes back to what's going to last the longest and what's going to look the best. And so anything natural is going to last the longer. It's going to look the best. There's a whole bunch of that fake stone, the faux stone, the stuff that looks like stone, but it may be made out of styrofoam, or it may be, like you mentioned, it may be concrete that's just painted. It's the true natural stone. It's meant for the outside conditions. It does look the best. We work with a lot of swimming pool companies, and a lot of this stacked stone that we use on our kitchens on the outside to make it look nice is we try to match the swimming pool. If you have a swimming pool, which a lot of people who want outdoor kitchens also either have a swimming pool or they're about to get a swimming pool put in, our goal is to try to match your outdoor kitchen stone with the stone that you're going to have on your pool, just to make everything tie in and it looks great.
What materials are super hot right now?
The stacked stone is really the most is the stuff that's the most popular. We have also done tile on the outside of our outdoor kitchens, and tile looks great. You do have some of your other you do have some other stone. It's a little bit thicker, not necessarily great for outdoor kitchens. And some of your I'm trying to think the Austin stone. Mm-hmm. And we've worked with that.
Austin job,
it looks great for sure. But we also have the ability to purchase that same type of look that's already been cut down to a veneer. So we can put that veneer stone on the concrete board for your structure.
And it looks natural. It doesn't look like subsection of it. It looks like a natural stacked stone.
Sure.
Once it's mortared and everything.
Absolutely. And we have samples of all these that we take out whenever we meet with customers. We bring 7 or 8 different stone samples, and we bring 7 or 8 different granite samples. That way you don't have to leave your house. You know, let's do this at your house so you can see the way that stone is going to match the brick on your house. Or you can we can hold it up to the stone that's already on your pool to see what matches the best.
We're going to run out to a quick break. When we get back, we're going to cover some of the projects and that are all around Houston for you guys to get an idea of budget versus amenities and style. So stay tuned.
We'll be right back with more on the Gulf Coast Outdoor Living Podcast with Mike and Brad. If you're ready to design and install an outdoor kitchen, garage floor coating, pool deck coating, or a big screen enclosure, Gulf Coast Outdoor Living is the best. They're actually the trade specialists, not a general contractor hiring subcontractors. They're the tradesmen general contractors hire. They only specialize in these 3 specialties. They have always served the public first and do subcontract to select GCs over the past decade. It's been a family business for over 30 years. If you desire truly unique designs that can hold up to our harsh environment on the coast, look no further than Gulf Coast Outdoor Living. Not to mention, you won't have to pay a general contractor's big markup. Call them today for a free estimate, 409-502-8989, or online at gulfcoastoutdoorliving.com. Let's get back to the Gulf Coast Outdoor Living Podcast with Mike and Brad.
Thanks for hanging with us, guys. Talking with Brad. This is the Gulf Coast Outdoor Living Podcast show. Today we're talking about outdoor kitchens. Now we're going to cover a little bit of geography on some specific projects to give you guys an idea. Brad, let's start off in Pearland. Let's talk about John.
Yeah, so John is actually the one that when he came out, we sat and talked to John about the way that he likes to cook, and he liked the functionality of a grill. He's always cooked on a grill. That's what he was used to. But the week before, the thing that got this whole thing started was he went over to his buddy's house, and his buddy had a Blackstone, and for the first time he was able to cook on a flat top Blackstone type griddle. And he loved it. He was ranting and raving. He was going all on and on about this flat top griddle and all the different things that he could do with it, and how his wife was all excited that they could do pancakes and scrambled eggs outside and make cleanup so much easier. And but he was not ready to give up his grill. He liked the grill. He wanted to be able to do the hot dogs and hamburgers and steaks and chicken fajitas and all the other stuff that he always does. And so what we talked about is we got him a 32-inch grill with the storage doors underneath it. But Blaze also makes a griddle insert. What is that? That is basically a separate unit that you can store in the storage area underneath that grill. And then you just pop it out and you put it on top of your grill grates. And it kind of turns your grill into a griddle. And it's very simple. You put it on top of there, you close the lid, you fire up all of your burners, and 10 minutes later, you're cooking on a hot flat top griddle.
Okay, so let me ask you, how many feet is this particular design?
For John's was about 14 foot long.
Okay, so he's got a grill, he's got a griddle. What other amenities does he have in that?
He also had a trash can slide and a refrigerator.
Okay. So what was the budget on that one?
His turned out, it was about $15,000 to $16,000, something like that.
And you are the specialty trade you're the tradesman for this. You're not a general contractor subbing another company out.
No,
you are the guy you're the subcontractor.
Yes. Yeah. We are the start to finish. We are a complete turnkey company, from providing the granite and fabricating the granite and installing the granite, to providing and installing the stone, to building the cabinets.
And these are guys that work for you, and you contract directly with a customer, with the buyer.
Yes, 100%. It's us.
You
and them.
do subcontracting for some other general contractors, a select group, pool companies and landscape companies, stuff like the outdoor living spaces. So I just want to be clear about that, so people don't think they have to go find you through somebody else. Okay, so real quick, there was a big project you did in Kemah with Kyle. Describe the amenities for that were included. How many linear feet were involved, and what the budget was on that one. This is one of your biggest ones.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest ones, and It's one of my favorites too. Whenever we went out and met with Kyle, Kyle had just got a swimming pool installed in his backyard, and he was he was working with another company that was doing a covered patio. That way they could hang out and enjoy some time outdoors around their new pool. Kyle told me, Brad, I want everything. Just if you've got it, I want it. Let's figure out how to get it in there. And I said, well, let's talk a little bit. And so we went through some of the same conversations, but it ended up, we had a built-in grill from Blaze with storage underneath it. Next to it, we had a built-in griddle from Blaze with storage underneath it. We had that drop-down power burner for all of the crawfish. He said he loves boiling crawfish, and he would choose the crawfish power burner over the griddle if he had to, but he didn't want to make that decision. He said, I want it all. He also had a sink. He had a trash can slide. He had a refrigerator, and he had a set of triple pull-out drawers, which really come in handy as well to be able to store all of your stuff. It was also an L shape. One side was flat. The other side had a like a raised bar top that we ended up putting a couple of electrical outlets in that backsplash. That's obviously where we put the refrigerator and the trash can slide over there. That way he had plenty of top prep space area for all of his friends and family that were hanging out in a good spot to serve all the food.
How big was it, and what was the budget on it?
It was about 27,000. I mean, it was about 27 linear foot total, and it was about $38,000 from start to finish. Now that includes all the appliances. It also includes my electrician doing everything, and the plumber with all the hookups for the water and all that stuff.
So if he'd have gone through a general contractor, I'm guessing it probably would have been a $55,000 element around
every bit of that.
Yeah,
every bit.
Maybe
of that.
60, depending on what he paid on the pool, right?
Absolutely, every bit of it.
Because there is a zip code increase for certain areas. The way that a lot of these general contractors look at it is, if you got the money, I'm gonna ask for it.
That's it. That's it.
So Bob in Galveston.
Yeah, Bob in Galveston. Just down there in Jamaica Beach. He just said, he goes, I want something simple. He said, we have friends and family down here all the time. I'm not wanting something to really get in the way. I just want something functional. Let's just do it. Let's just do a grill with a refrigerator. And that was really all he wanted. And then of course the conversation about the trash can slide came up. And so we ended up getting him a grill with a refrigerator and a trash can slide. One of the fun things that we did with Bob, though, is trying to figure out how he wanted to lay it out. So many times people want their grill centered in the middle, which obviously looks great, and that makes a little bit of prep space, a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right. We actually moved his grill down to the far left. That way he would have maximum prep space all towards the right, above his trash can slide and refrigerator.
Well, that's experience, brother. That's just experience speaking. It's he's blessed to have that. Your family's been doing this for over 30 years.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, you learn a lot in that time frame. I can tell you that.
Well, when you see a lot of different layouts, you start to figure out what you like and what you don't like, and then of course. We always follow up with all of our customers, and that's not just following up a week or two later. Sometimes that's following up a year later, or you run into them because you're doing a job for their neighbor, and you just walk over to say hi. I always ask if there's anything you could do different. What would that be? And then you listen. I mean, you've got two ears for a reason, so you just kind of listen. And even though they may have changed where the location of the grill is, that's definitely something that we always throw out as an option to the next customer.
Okay, so Susie in Pasadena is the last project we're going to talk about today.
Susie was really more about entertainment. She wanted to make sure that she was able to have all of her friends and family over. They had somewhere to sit. Hers was actually very simple. It was about 15 foot long. It was really more a little bit bigger than I think that she actually initially wanted. But whenever we started scoping everything out, she wanted to make sure that it was big enough for her entertainment. It was about 15 foot long, but the actual area that we put the grill was only about 5 foot, and so she had about a 10 to 11 foot long raised bar top. I think she's got 6 bar stools out there right now, and of course, kind of your same stuff that we've been talking about: the refrigerator, trash can slide, and some storage doors.
Okay, so to wrap the show up today, I want everybody to understand that if you're planning a project or you're in the midst of a project, maybe you're adding a pool, maybe you're doing some new landscaping, maybe you just have a house and a patio that needs some sprucing up. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. This company, Gulf Coast Outdoor Living, will provide will work as a subcontractor to your primary contractor, or they will work directly with you. Obviously, you're going to get the best deal by doing business with them directly. These are the specialty trades. The areas that they specialize in are outdoor kitchens, garage floor coatings, screen enclosures. Those are the 3 things that they specialize in. Don't ask them to put a pergola up. Don't ask them to do anything else because they're not going to do it. They are specialists. These are trade specialists. 409-502-8989 is the phone number. 409-502-8989, or you can just go online to GulfCoastOutdoorLiving.com. Brad, thanks for your time, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike.
All right. We'll see you guys next weekend.
Thanks for listening to the Gulf Coast Outdoor Living Podcast. We'll see you again next week.